Hey everyone, it's January 22nd. That means that if today is your birthday, you share it with Colombian serial killer Daniel Camargo Barbosa, who was known as the sadist of Chancuito, and that's him right up there. No, I don't know what that means. Yes, I know my pronunciation is terrible. Camargo was born in 1930, and after his mother died when he was a small child, his father married a woman who became an abusive stepmother, beating him and forcing him to wear girls' clothes as punishment. He was considered one of the smartest kids at school, but dropped out to take a job when the family was struggling financially. His first brush with the law came in 1958, being arrested in Bogota for theft. At around that same time, he was in a relationship with a woman by whom he fathered two children. Their relationship was short-lived, however, and he became engaged to another woman named Esperanza, but broke it off when he found out that she was not a virgin. He convinced her that he would stay with her if she brought him virgin girls who he could have sex with. She began to convince young women to come back to their apartment and drug them with sleeping pills, at which point Camargo would rape them. Their fifth victim reported the crime, and the pair were arrested and sent to prison in 1964. He was sentenced to 8 years behind bars, and upon his release, he began hawking small televisions on the street in order to make ends meet. But he couldn't stay on the straight and narrow and committed murder for the first time. In 1973, he kidnapped and raped a 9-year-old girl and decided to kill her so she'd be unable to notify the police. He left some of his televisions at the scene of the crime and was arrested when he went back to get them. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison, being sent to an island facility known as the Colombian Alcatraz in 1977. In 1984, he escaped in a boat he made from debris, with authorities assuming that he died at sea and reports that he had been eaten by sharks. Unfortunately for the citizens of Ecuador, he managed to float to their country and made his way to Guayaquil. Over the next 2 years, Camargo committed dozens of rapes and murders that police thought were the work of a street gang. He would find young girls on the street, pretending to need their help in finding the location of a church in order to donate money, and show them a wad of cash, offering them a reward. He would then take them to the woods as part of a shortcut where he would rape and strangle them, occasionally also stabbing them for good measure. He left their bodies in the woods where the local wildlife disposed of them. In 1986, he was arrested as walking back into town after murdering a young girl, carrying her bloody clothes and Dostoevsky's classic novel Crime and Punishment. Camargo confessed to killing 71 girls since his arrival in Ecuador and led the police to his favorite spots in the woods where he left their bodies. He said that he preferred young girls because they were virgins and because they cried. In 1989, he was sentenced to the maximum sentence allowed by law in Ecuador, 16 years in prison, which doesn't seem like it's nearly enough. Incidentally, he was sent to the same facility as Pedro Alonso Lopez, known as the Monster of the Andes, who had raped and killed nearly 300 girls. Check back on October 8th to learn more about him. In 1994, Camargo was killed in prison by the cousin of one of his victims. There are some reports that he also killed 60 or more girls in Colombia before being caught the first time, but I've been unable to find any corroboration of that. If today was your birthday, I hope you had a good day. And if you know somebody whose birthday it is today, please send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Daniel Camargo Barbosa, I have to say, happy birthday, you bastard.